Hello, everyone! Blue Star Saber here once again to discuss Naruto slash Boruto. Well, but it's just mainly Naruto, really. And I am joined by Retrospect Greg and Chat Georgina. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi guys, Chat here.
Now, originally, I was planning on this to be like a full-on just Boruto discussion as an update because I thought, okay, maybe it's now time to talk. But honestly, from what I'm seeing, nothing really all that worthy of note to discuss since, Kurama's death, since, well, that was the only reason I brought a stream up again after the whole Kishimoto returns thing, because I only really discuss Boruto, and I think there's something of actual interest, but I don't really see nothing except for maybe a few certain things about, let's see, bits and pieces throughout the chapters. But I figured, you know what? There's one thing that I have been noticing about when it comes to, like, let's see, Naruto fandom discussion in general recently. Though, granted, one thing, let's see, was the Infinite Tsukuyomi Theory that keeps getting brought up now and then by either members of the NaruSaku fandom, those who just generally don't really care about ships in Naruto slash Boruto, that come sometimes bring it up, and Nagin and Sasusaku's bring it up when they're trying to diss NaruSaku fans and all that stuff. But so I figured, you know what? Why not make a discussion of that? And during the time when I was playing all this stuff, I also, let's see, Japan finally had their 2020 Olympics, and I figured, you know what? Let's just see if there's anything noteworthy of Naruto during this time, and there seem to be quite a few things related to NaruSaku, strangely enough.
Yeah.
So I figured, you know what? I have 3 topics to discuss for this Naruto discussion: Boruto, Olympics, and Infinite Tsukuyomi. So yeah, I figured, bring those up. So speaking of which, I think I'll get Boruto brought up first. So it's just more of an update because I know you two haven't really caught up with the series, so I figured I'd just briefly talk about some of the things that have been brought up and see what your guys' overall thoughts on what Kishimoto is apparently doing with, like, now he's taken over writing Boruto.
Well, I don't think
Has he? Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
No, go ahead, finish.
Okay, well, I think he's just, from what I gather, I just don't think he cares. I think he just wants to be out of there as soon as possible. Like, probably a little bitter Samurai 8 failed, so...
Yeah, and
that's the impression I get. He clearly does not like talking. He only talks about it when he has to.
Has he talked about it though I mean, since he took over, supposedly? Because to be honest, from what I've seen only on my Twitter timeline, because I cannot, escape everything, the writing seems so not Kishimoto, if you ask me.
yeah, it's like, from what I've read, it's like, I honestly cannot believe that Kishimoto has written some of this stuff. It's like, even at his worst with Naruto, it doesn't feel this boring or bland.
Yeah, well, it depends who you're asking, I guess. But I mean, personally, I don't see it as Kishi's story from what I saw. Once again, my experience with it is pretty limited compared to followers, for example. But I think it's enough from what I saw to give me the impression that that's definitely not the old writing type Kishi had. But oh well, who knows?
But yeah. But anyway, from what I can understand, if we last left off discussing Boruto, there was going to be another Kage Summit meeting, and well, it did happen, but it's funny enough, sort of like Skype online video call amongst the Kages, rather than just going to like a place like the Land of Lion or just going to like one of the other buildings and discuss. It's like it just seems so weird how it used to be you had to about 12 or so, whatever the timeline of Boruto is right now, however many, I think it's 12, 14 years or something or 15 years since the fourth Great Ninja War, you used to have the Kages travel to like either one of their villages or like the land of Iron, or a neutral place like the land of Iron to discuss a summit, and now you just have like online calls from computers and laptops.
Yeah, personally, I find that a bit weird, if you ask me. I mean, I know the how should I say, the transition to this new tech era was very sudden. Or I mean, yeah, I know there was some technology, but in Boruto, everything was just poof there, you know. And
Yeah, and I
weird.
recall that in when the Kage, granted, yes, the feudal lords or the daimyo had like an video conference call to officially support the allied shinobi forces, but the technology was very limited and they only had little time to do it, all that stuff. So it's not, now it's like, oh, you got laptops. It's like, it feels like they've gone like 40 to 50 years of advanced technology just in the span
in
of
like 12,
decade.
14, yeah.
So it's just like, but yeah. But anyway, it's apparently they just agreed to have, Kawaki and Boruto in the village, though Gara ends up asking the question, if Boruto becomes like an Otsutsuki, would you be able to kill him and that stuff? And he ends responding, he'll do whatever's necessary as Hokage. So it just feels so out of character for these two to ask.
Well, after saying that I will never kill Sasuke no matter what, but it's like, it's like, because it just goes to show that no matter what, Sasuke will always be the most important person to Naruto. It's so touching.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, he won't kill his best friend, but he will kill his son, or it might imply he might. But it remains a bit ambiguous.
Yeah, and that's like so how should I say, in antithesis with everything Naruto used to stand for, because if we all remember, the whole problem was with the shinobi system and the wars and the fact they had to kill dear people and stuff like that. So they were all like, no, let's not kill, let's not do this, let's not do that. And now it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill my son, no problem. I'm like, what? I mean, for as much as I don't necessarily prefer Bourto, I mean, I tried to give it a chance because I said like, okay, let's see. It didn't end the way I envisioned with the thematics and everything, but let's try to give it a chance, But I just really couldn't go through much into this whole thing. The only part of it I was a little bit intrigued by, to say it like that, was when they made that karma connection with Sakura Seal, and I know the symbolism behind it, and that piqued a bit my interest, but then they went nowhere with it, and I don't know, the story is just all over. It doesn't follow the mechanics and the logic the old one did.
Oh, hold on.
So it's just...
Whoops, sorry about that. My cat.
It's okay.
My cat pressed the button which caused the video to play.
Okay, fair enough. That's fine.
Hi, Greg's cat.
Hector. His name is Hector.
Oh.
Bad kitty from the sounds of things. But yeah.
So yeah, for me, it was just, actually, that was one of the things I saw on my timeline on Twitter, with Naruto being so, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill my son. Well, not like this, but it was implied by the whole setting and everything, and I was like, what? Dude, you're the guy who had his family killed, and you're the guy who suffered so much because of the shinobi system, and now you're like this. Not to mention the most how should I say, logical thing to do when you are basically faced with this kind of situation. Why not go to Sakura? I mean, you have the had medical ninja and the one who was, in the war that saved everyone's ass is right in your village. It's not like she's in a different village and you have to travel so much to, get an opinion or something like that. She's like right there next to you, and he just doesn't do that.
Yeah, I think Sokka hasn't been seen in nearly over 20 chapters now.
Well, what can I say? It's not like Sakura's been given the rightful place in the story, if I may say like this.
Yeah, but anyway, but eventually Naruto does end up, from what I can recall, Naruto does end up going to at least someone for advice, and it's that Amado scientist guy. Let's see. I'm not sure if you guys know what he looks like, right?
Yeah. I think so.
You showed us a picture or something, yeah.
Yeah, it's some guy with the glasses, I believe. But yeah, so let's see. So yeah, so apparently he goes to him, and he apparently gives Naruto these pills that can weaken the Hyuga's powers and all that stuff. And so apparently this might be stuff to like kill the Otsutsuki powers within Boruto. They might also kill him and stuff. So it says it's an option for Naruto to give, though. It advises not to have his wife or daughter eat it, so he takes that. So, now granted, from what I can tell, next chapter, Boruto just takes it anyway, even though Naruto just gives like a calm warning of like, this is your choice and that stuff, and he just eats it straight away, and he's like, what? Why did you eat it straight away? I just told you the consequences, because apparently he could go blind or something. It's one of the consequences of the, let's see, medicine, so, yeah. But anyway, but the thing I really mostly want to discuss about when it comes to Boruto is that when the last time we talked about it, there was like this tease of this new villain called, I think, Ada or something. This girl that can apparently see everything. And let's see, I will just quickly comment about to show an image of her that I'm not sure. Let's see, no copyright copyright is intended. I just want to show the image as like a thing. But so I'm just gonna share my screen. See, hold on. So apparently this girl here, the cyborg Ada or something like that. This blue-haired woman and all that stuff is apparently this woman that can see everything, and apparently that Code Fella's new secret weapon. So just gonna stop the share screen there and just go back to that. So there was, let's see that, and we'll end up learning a bit about, okay, for some reason, let's see, one of the Kara members called Bora couldn't kill him, and Code, let's see, first tries to test out whether or not he could, and he cannot do it. And as we learn, time goes on, apparently, let's see, he is unable to kill her because her ability makes any man or woman fall in love with her. Or infatuated with her, or something like that.
Don't ask my opinion about this kind of power, please. Thank you.
Sorry, what was that you just said?
I was saying, please don't ask my opinion about this kind of power. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like, let's see, it's like, in many ways, it's like problematic. It's like, okay, I can see this kind of being like some sort of like Aphrodite-like ability, because, you know, Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty, can make anyone fall in love with her and all that stuff, but...
Yeah, but, you know what the thing, sorry to interrupt, so, she's a cyborg.
Yeah.
Cyborg, okay. It's like, so...
Right? I mean, you said so.
Cyborgs and things like that, which doesn't seem like a ninja thing to do. I guess Kishi's just doing his sci-fi story, even though his sci-fi manga got canceled.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, his samurai sci-fi story.
But
yeah.
The thing is, I mean, cyborgs are an organic material, so to speak, and they're attributing it organic powers in a way, you know, because there's this chemistry that happens at a certain level for people to fall for her and stuff like that. And I mean, the logic should have been this way. I don't know, because lately Naruto, or better said, Boruto doesn't have any kind of logic, if you ask me. Uh, so that's why I find it really weird that you would give her such kind of power, especially since she's a cyborg. How do cyborgs connect to chakra, for example? You know,
Yeah.
it's all these unanswered logic and mechanics that make it some sort of an easy cop out, if you ask me.
But yeah, it's like this doesn't really seem like a power a cyborg have. This seems more something like a Greek god would have. Like I said, Aphrodite as an example. But yeah, but since she has this power, apparently since Amado gave it to her, she resents him because, let's see, because due to this power, no one can genuinely fall in love with her and all that stuff. So she can't have like a proper relationships. The only exceptions, those who are related to her. By the way, I think during this time when Naruto was coursing with Amado, he mentions he had a daughter, and some Boruto fans have theorized that Ada's actually his daughter, but this has not been confirmed and all that stuff. Let's see, but from what I can tell, let's see, and the only other people that seem to not be affected by it is an Otsutsuki and all that stuff. So, like, let's see, Jigen, so he was able to order her destruction, but the member of Lucara that didn't do it, I think his name was Bora, someone that was killed by Bourto, if you need a jogging memory of, but I don't think any of you really care that much. He's not really that interesting of a villain. But, yeah, he didn't kill her because, well, he was infatuated with her, and Code is infatuated with her right now, but they seem to be having an equal partnership where her goal is to, since Kawaki and Boruto have a part of Sutsuki, she wants one of them for herself to genuinely fall in love with her and, you know, have a proper romantic relationship.
Yeah.
That's her goal.
Wow. Yet again, this whole love drama and because this worked so well in Naruto and we needed it. Oh my god, no.
It's like, yeah, it's like, honestly, it seems like Kishimoto has done no improvements whatsoever in his writing for females or characters in Naruto and Boruto, though perhaps he either doesn't care, or either that, or he just has some very problematic views when it comes to women. I'm not sure.
Yeah, who knows? I'm not sure
Yeah.
either. It's
I mean,
just sometimes I really do wonder if he does write this whole thing apparently, or is just smoke screen and kind of like using his name for publicity, but he's not the actual
I
one
have
who
heard
writes
some on
it.
Twitter comment that he hasn't really officially put his name as like written by all that stuff, and it's like story by and something like that. I think one of the Twitter users we know, I think I named Kawaki or something, or it's just like Kishimoto just says that's fine, use my name. I just don't really like, or just he's just ghost writing it and has someone else do it. But I don't know, it might just be enough, just a paycheck job for him. But yeah. So it's very hard to tell if that's what it is, but other than that, the only other ability, let's see, from what I understand, she only has like basic taijutsu, so she's not much of a fighter, but well, granted, it's interesting, but there is another ability that she has. I'm just trying to find what the name of it was again. Hold on, I have accidentally just had it in a tab I accidentally closed. Let me just. It's called the Gun, which I don't know, sounds like some Sharingan knockoff. This latest chapter, he did actually show what it
Yeah,
looks like. This Gun,
yet
and
another.
yeah, this sort of moon eye thing here.
Yeah. Once again, I guess Kishi can't resist the magic eyes.
Yeah, look, funny enough, this eye is not a dojutsu, even though it clearly looks like one, and clearly, from what its abilities describe, is. Because what the abilities of it end up saying is apparently this ability allows Ada to project her consciousness to any location to see or hear any present event, and she can look up any past event, but see until up to when the moment of her birth. So,
Once
depending on
again,
how long,
how is a cyborg able to do that?
I don't know. I don't know. This doesn't really. This is more like a. This is just like a dojutsu power, which is okay. On paper, this is not really such a. It's not a bad idea. Let's see, to have like an eye that can see everything going on in the world or something. I can see
Uh,
that being like a.
well, let's remember a bit Naruto. Wasn't the Rinnegan, though, the one who had power over life and death and stuff like that, and da-da-da, you know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. To me, this is just like um, another, how should I say it exactly? I'm not exactly sure how to explain it. Another cop out in terms of writing, I guess, because I mean, everyone is just so filled with new eye powers that it's just so bland. It doesn't have the same, how should I say, level of impact we used to have before with, Byakugan, Rinnegan, Sharingan, and stuff like that. You knew that those three were, the top of the top. And now here we have like two or whatever new more dojutsu powers, because there's the Jogan, right? Or however it's called. And it's just like that meme with what's her name, Oprah Winfrey, and it's like, you get a dojutsu, you get a dojutsu, you get a everyone gets one, and it's just like, it's not special anymore.
Yeah. So then again, perhaps this was Kishimoto's fault of just trying to say that Byakugan, Sharingan, and Rinnegan, these are the three great dojutsus, and they should have made a bit more. Let's see, leave open space for like more other like eye abilities that
Not
do stuff that
to
they can't. But then again, he did try eventually connecting all three of them together, which led to all sorts of problems down the line. But yeah,
um yeah, I
but yeah,
guess so.
but that's
Yeah.
her other ability. But yeah. Now, granted, she's not much of a fighter, as Code points out that if Kawaki or Boruto doesn't fall in love with her, they could try and kill her. But she has another, let's see, as she defers to it, knight that can protect her, besides Code and all that stuff, that can fight in her stead. And it's revealed to be her little brother, this little kid here called uh, Daemon, I think his name is. Yeah, this little green, pink-haired little boy here.
Man, no. What's with these characters? What was with their designs? They're so weird.
No wish.
I know. It's just I know it's kind of weird. And heck, I remember there was a bit of controversy with Ada's design because the latest volume had Ikimoto with the legs again because Ikimoto and legs are controversy. And granted, I don't know
Yeah,
what
because
Ada's.
it's something very normal to draw 12 to 15 years old girls like that, right?
Yeah, granted, Ada's age is not yet confirmed, but it's like if she's the same age or just slightly older than Bourto, it's creepy. But if she's a bit older and she's trying to get like someone
Uh,
Bourto's age, it's still creepy. So either way,
they're
it's creepy.
they're, how should I say, they're kind of like escape from this is that, oh, well, she's a cyborg. Okay, she's a cyborg maybe, and she's ageless or whatever, but you're drawing her like a 12 to 15 years old girl, sexualized. So
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna do this, could you at least make the age at least? I think 17 or 18 is the legal age. I think for most countries. But yeah, but yeah, but anyway, this Damon kid, from what I can tell, his ability they use a demonstration of a few of those Bora subordinates that's still about. Apparently, his ability as a cyborg is that let's see, anyone that tries to kill or attack him get their attacks directed straight back at them, and they end up getting killed by it. So it's like you try to chop him with an axe, you chop his head off, you get your head cut off instead. That kind of thing. So it's like
some sort of mirroring.
Yeah, some sort of reflection ability they described it as.
Yeah.
It's like anyone that tries to kill him will get killed themselves. And apparently he seems to be pretty good at taijutsu, as they demonstrate him kicking someone in the head, snapping their neck or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And he's the little brother, may I add. So, yeah. So, yeah, these are our, like, 4 villains right now. This, cold fella that has these sort of straps that can teleport, he can teleport anywhere with if he touches them, or bring anyone in with them as long as he's touching it and stuff. Let's see, Ada, a girl that can make anyone fall in love with her and can see everything, and Damon, this kid who cannot be killed if you try to attack him and you get killed yourself, and let's see, Bug as this some sort of like henchman fella. So it's like. Gone from the days of the Akatsuki, we are.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are our villains and all that stuff. Other than that, the only other things I can really mention on Boruto is that, let's see, from what I can recall, is that Kawaki, let's see, is a bit frustrated that he can't, have the power to protect Naruto, so I think Amado offers to give him his, like, Otsutsuki's power back without the drawbacks of becoming a host or something. And apparently that girl that's considered like the 2.0 Hinata is tasked with spying on Amado, but he knows knows that she's spying on him, so because she's not really hiding it and all that stuff. And apparently he's planning this sort of like, there seems like be this case of some sort of cyborg inside that he's planning to help the Leaf with. I don't know, it's not been confirmed. And Naruto is, funny enough, starting to treat Kawaki as like another son in the family kind of thing, which, to be honest, is the only time I feel like it's a bit in character that I've seen Naruto from the entire Boruto series. Trying to treat this loner kid with troubled past as like adopted son that he's been training and all that stuff. Which, funny enough, the villagers are seeing him as an outsider and starting to talk like the recent attacks have been his fault kind of thing. And it's sort of similar manner to what the village used to treat Naruto with a 9-tailed demon fox.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, so you were saying something, chat?
No, I was saying, yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so it's like the Leaf Village clearly has not learned its lesson from the last time it's discriminated against someone. But yeah. But granted, we have also had Hinata end up appearing, and she ended up asking Boruto where Kawaki is at one point, and the other time that this has gotten some attention from NaruSaku fans, her crying over a TV soap drama of a boy trying to leave a girl and asking her him to leave and all that stuff, which them getting all excited about because apparently this is based off of the NaruSaku confession back in part 1, so they're like, Hinata's a NaruSaku shipper.
Oh, okay, can we get past that, please?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's just them being desperate. But that's that and that stuff. But anyway, the only thing left to say that of note is apparently Boruto's given Kawaki his headband while he just uses Sasuke's, and this explains why Boruto has Sasuke's headband.
Oh,
in
great.
the first chapter thing.
Yeah, because Boruto's like, oh, I'm going to be a ninja like Sasuke. I was like, does that mean you're going to be a deadbeat dad too? I saw things like all these like people like with Sasuke, they're like, oh, he's so cool. Like, yep, that's Kishi for you, constantly going, isn't Sasuke cool?
Oh yeah, like Sasuke's checking out the straps that's been set around the Leaf Village because apparently Code has put those there just make a threat that he can come in and out whenever he wants to, but only he can really do it. No one else can. So so let's see. So if he has some sort of army or like stuff, let's see. They can't teleport like that. But then again, I doubt we want to really go through like a 5th Great Shinobi War. But heck. But yeah. So, but you have, the leaf ninja that said he's so cool. But yeah, the design of these of the modern day leaf ninjas is just so bland and boring, and just don't. It's like, back in the day when you had all these, even the random background leaf ninja, fodder ninja, if you will. They all looked at least somewhat interesting and unique personalities, even if they all wore the same uniform. But it's like, now it's just like, they just look bad. But yeah. But the only other thing that Switzy left off I can say about the Boruto manga is that Kawaki has gone out to village to try and find code, and Boruto seems to have noticed after he escaped the leaf and all that stuff. And that's where Boruto's up to date. So I'm not sure if this is the Kawaki leaving the village Sasuke moment, but who knows? I guess you have to find out next month. But at the moment, I see nothing interesting going on besides that, and that's just pretty much been going on with Boruto. Nothing of note, really, and just some very just boring things. But yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But granted, the whole Amado's secret weapon thing has led some wild theories as to what it is. It might be that Kojin Cass and Jiraiya clone character being upgraded or something, though some have been more wild to predict that, oh, he's bringing back Neji, which, please no. Neji's
Oh my god, if they would be bringing back Neji like a cyborg, that would be the worst thing ever, to be honest, if you ask me personally.
Yes. I'm very aware. I definitely have to agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd definitely be bringing up a stream to rant about that.
Well, what's the deal with Jiraiya? Is that really him or a clone or something?
It's a clone.
It's a cyborg clone, probably.
Yeah.
Because they would, they had to find a way to bring him back without bringing him back, sort of thing. Because everyone in the old gang was like, don't touch Jiraiya's character.
Well, no. Kishi, one of the good decisions he made was he knew Jiraiya should stay dead.
Exactly. So
it's like, I can bring back any other character except Jiraiya.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, and I agree. I mean, the whole emotional impact and his character and everything held so much importance that to bring him back, it would be a little bit of a cop-out writing-wise. Because, he served his purpose as a character in the story. There's nothing more. Even if he were to bring Naruto, I mean, Naruto already, supposedly at least, went to the next level, so he doesn't need to grow in that sense anymore. Everything he had to say was said and done, And it would ruin the whole talk he had with Nagato as well. Well, the whole Boruto series is a ruin if we think about it in terms of what happened in the discussion with and the promise he made to Nagato. But yeah, I don't know. I can't seem to be quite bothered by this whole thing personally, but don't mind me.
Yeah. Now, granted, the Boruto anime did bring back Jiraiya in some form for the 20th anniversary with that time travel.
Oh yeah, that idea we first had in the NaruSaku fandom about 2015.
Oh yeah.
17, and then boof, it appears in the Bourto series. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the closest I've seen Jiraiya ever coming back. Really, let's see, okay, I can kind of see that working at the same time, but the way they did it was just kind of But yeah. So there's that. Now, granted, honestly, sometimes I just wish that this clone of Jiraiya just ended up being his, like, what's the biological son. But yeah. Because that feels like, okay, you can probably see Jiraiya possibly having a kid that he doesn't know about, given the fact that he's a bit of a womanizer.
Yeah.
As Naruto used to call pervy sage.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So there's all that stuff with that. But anyway, I'm pretty done with talking with, like, I think that's all the stuff with Bourto. So now I just want to get up to the stuff about what happened in the 2020 Olympics that surprisingly related to NaruSaku.
Well, not necessarily in the 2020 Olympics.
Well,
But
that's official in the
around.
branding, but this year's Olympics. But yeah, due to the pandemic, it had to be delayed. But yeah, so
Yeah. Well, not to mention the fact that Japan is handling COVID very terribly.
yes, and it's one of the reasons, from my understanding, that the people of Japan did not want the Olympics to happen, but apparently it can be stopped, but they're not happy about it. So I do know that whether or not this will have. I'm very curious to see. Well, political wise, I know they have an election coming up. I'm not sure if this will have any impact on that election, but because Japan, they only elect one party into government, really. But who knows? I'll be curious. But anyway, to the actual Olympic stuff. Let's see. Now, granted, they did use anime, manga, music, mascots, and all that stuff to promote the Olympics, though. Funny enough, one thing that came of note was, I'm just going to use one of Chat's tweets. I hope you don't mind, Chat.
No, go ahead.
But but when the Olympics started, let's see, there was a certain cosplay couple from Brazil that did like news and all that stuff, and yeah, these people here from Brazil, let's see, I believe news presenters ended up dressing as NaruSaku. Naruto and Saku, and they're a married couple, from my understanding.
They aren't married. They are a couple in real life.
Yeah, real life couple.
And they do cosplay.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, they were there basically to explain the whole culture of Japan with everything.
I think I would say it's nice. It's just two people that are cosplaying. It's like, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I never really got into cosplay because it's like, it's your money, I guess. But hey, quit it, Hector.
But I definitely know a lot of NaruSaku fans got a bit excited about that, since it's very good to see like celebrities, I guess, talk about NaruSaku, I guess. But granted, from my understanding, NaruSaku's still quite big in Brazil, despite the fact that you had the canon ending, right?
Yeah, they are. I mean, from what I've seen myself, it's a bit of the old thing we used to have back in the day. So it's kind of like a reigniting of those moments where Norhina is fighting NaruSaku, and Sasaku and da-da. But yeah.
Yeah.
Story.
My understanding, they also cosplayed as Pain and Conan as well, and I think there was someone else that cosplayed as Jiraiya during the Olympics as well.
Yep. The second day after them, there was the second and the third. I can't remember exactly precisely which one of those it was, but yeah, there was a Jiraiya cosplayer, and then they got back costumed as Pain and Conan.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what it's all called stuff. Though granted, part of me is like, perhaps maybe if we did more of this back in the day when Naruto was still ongoing, perhaps Kishimoto would have took more notice about. Ooh, look, see, NaruSaku is popular abroad, not just Narihina and Sasusaku. So don't try and screw us over, but sadly, that's probably a bit too late now.
Well, like I said, with Sasusaku, I just wonder what the reaction was outside of Sasusaku fans, because I can only imagine it was not good. Like, I don't think the reaction to Sasuke and Sakura actually happening was very good. I think everybody involved with Naruto was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, I'd say it was probably one of the worst negative reactions I've seen. The only thing I can see topping it was Raylo from Star Wars and
Oh, that was almost as bad, and it was almost as bad. Raylo. Yeah. I couldn't believe that was like, oh god, it's like, thank you, Twilight, for making toxic relationships the norm.
Yeah, and the other kind of reaction I've seen that's similar recently was Attack on Titan with like King Fritz and Ymir, which
Oh, that tops everything, even Sasusaku. Even
yeah,
it's even 10 times worse if you ask me. And then there
yeah,
comes Sasusaku.
yeah. I'm still
Jesus.
yeah. It's like I'm still amazed that there's actually a ship more toxic than Sasusaku.
Well, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, though I don't think you've quite read Attack on Titan yet, Greg.
No, I've dabbled in it, but
It's
I've heard he's expanding the ending or something like that.
expanding the ending. I don't know.
Yeah, he added a few more pages to the volume release that actually caused a bit of controversy to those that actually did like the ending.
It's even worse. Yeah, I mean, Attack on Titan is a really amazing story up to the last arc, up to the ending, basically, where they go sideways, even worse than Naruto.
So yeah,
Because at least Naruto, in terms of certain, I don't know, themes and stuff like that, that it treated, it was a mild kind of way, the way they treated this whole thing, by expressing them. But in Attack on Titan, it's a lot worse, if you ask me, because Attack on Titan really went deep into all these themes and all the facets of war and everything else, and to have it ending like that, I mean, I hoped personally that this would be the story that would somehow, how should I say, wash away, if I may say like that, the ending of Naruto in terms of bad writing. But then I got even more disappointed. I mean, yeah.
well, I believe you've gone into Demon Slayer now, and I can tell you now, chat.
Demon Slayer is amazing. It's amazing. It tops everything, everything. Can't wait to go even more in depth about them and start writing some stuff about them, because I'm too focused on Naruto content, and I really need to move on.
Let's see. By the way, out of curiosity, only up to the movie where the movie came out with the anime, or have you started reading the manga?
I haven't started reading the manga. I'm just up to the movie.
Okay, fair enough. Then there's probably some questions I have to ask you off screen and all that stuff. But yeah. But
Let's get
anyway,
back to her.
but anyway, I think moving on. Let's see. Since we just briefly talked about Attack on Titan and all that stuff, back to Naruto. There is another tweet that, let's see, funny enough, also drew the attention of NaruSaku fans, but also Sasusaku fans, and I guess to an extent Narahina fans, that also involved, let's see, at the Olympics, but this time directly from Kishimoto himself, in which, and I'm just going to share the screen. It's revealed that, whoops.
Oh, the drawing?
Yeah, that on, let's see, apparently on the 23rd of July, Kishimoto drew this image of Naruto and Sakura, one of the Olympic players, on Japan on Sasuke's birthday.
I think it was just a coincidence that it was on Sasuke's birthday, to be honest, first of all.
Yeah.
It just happened that the Olympics started on Sasuke's birthday, so duh. Yeah, it's a nice thing that we had Naruto and Sakura, but it's not meant in a romantic sense or anything. It's just Sakura being the character that Naomi likes, from what I understood. And I saw some time ago a post of hers on Twitter and as well on Instagram related to Sakura. So I think it was just Kishi's way to give back in a way. And it's just so happened that Sakura was Naomi's favorite character, and of course Kishi drew Naruto in there because Sakura is part of the Naruto world. It's a plus for us that it happened to be a NaruSaku picture in a way, but I don't think it needs to, go down that road that, oh, it was intentionally done on Sasuke's birthday or da-da-da, da-da-da. Granted, if he would have wanted, he could have, added any other character in there and probably not even have Naruto because, but after all, if we are honest with ourselves, besides Narusasu's story, Narusaku is the second, so to speak, in line, because besides the fact that we all wished for Naruto to bring Sasuke back, we also all wish for Naruto to get Sakura's love. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities to see Sasuke, Jesus, sorry, I was thinking about Sasuke, for Kishi to actually, draw the two together because they are his legacy. Naruto and Sakura are part of his legacy. But as I said, I don't think we really need to think too much,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Anyway, but yeah, that was the image of what was shown and all that stuff. So so it probably doesn't really mean anything in the long term, but
It's a nice
but it's like a nice
touch.
image, and we just got
It's a-
excited that Kishimoto's drawn Naruto and Sakura together after so long. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. Well,
Did I interrupt you, chat? Or
No, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. No.
So it probably doesn't mean anything in the long run, either to us or to Saku fans who are really stretching it with the whole Sasuke's kind of birthday kind of thing.
no, I don't know.
Oh, there was
I
this.
don't think it's going to matter anything. Yeah.
But yeah.
Me neither. I mean, it's just the Olympics started on the 23rd.
So yeah.
The
But
fact
that's
that it was.
Sorry, go on.
Go ahead. No, it was just the fact that it was a coincidence. That's it. It was a coincidence. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. But yeah. So But anyway, let's see. So it's probably just a coincidence for either. So it's just nice drawing. The only thing I can tell about this Olympics play is that what some of the people in Heaven and Earth is, since she's an half African American / African / Japanese person, she has, I think, a dual identity of both America and Japan and all that stuff. Though, my
Yeah.
understanding, Japan might not entirely be fond of some of her more social issue, political views and all that stuff. But I don't really know much about it. So let's see. I'm not sure whether or not but that's all I know about her, though. I know because I do know that Japan is politically usually considered a conservative country, but oh well. But there's that. So anyway, I think I've just gotten into I think that's all the stuff we can say about the Olympics with NaruSaku, unless there's anything more if you two want to say.
I think I'm good.
I'm good
Fair
as
enough.
well. I have a little surprise. It should have been early ready, but it's gonna come now. But you'll see it on my Twitter.
Yeah, I can say it now if you want.
No, because it's a surprise.
Okay, fair enough. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, now for what I'm hoping to be the main topic of this stream. Let's see. So yeah. So let's see, and probably the thing that's probably discussed the longest, but no, again, in terms about Boruto, is something that has been I've noticed keeps getting brought up in the fandom by either NaruSaku fans, by Sasusaku and Narahina fans, and sometimes just neutral fans. Now and then is the Infinite Tsukuyomi Theory.
I first started that trend. I'm sorry. Actually, if you guys remember.
Yes, because
At least you, Blue.
Sorry, what?
I was saying that at least you, because we didn't. I mean, personally, I didn't know Greg back on that time.
But yeah.
I first wrote it in what, 2014. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons why I asked for you to come on this stream, because the whole reason behind this theory is that.
And by the way, I have an update. Sorry.
Yeah. The whole reason behind this theory is apparently that is that Bourto is not actually in a real timeline kind of thing. Instead, it's a dream in which one of our characters is dreaming in the infinite Tsukuyomi, and that Naruto and his lot are actually trapped in the Genjutsu, and Madara's actually secretly won the whole thing. So all the stuff with Kaguya to now with Bourto isn't real and all that stuff. But yeah.
Well, I first theorized about this how many 2014. Let me see. I don't know. I can't even remember when I wrote that theory.
I believe I have your theory up here, so I can just share it. Let's see, and all that stuff.
You have it there?
Yeah.
Let me see.
There you go. Your last theory. You did it back in November 19th, 2024.
So it's yeah. Oh my God! So many years before. But I first thought that actually, the last would be the theory, the Genjutsu world. And honestly, after I saw Boruto and stuff like that, I thought that nah. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I mean, they did switch the what's it called, the personality traits and stuff like that. But I was like, nah. However, I've been reading some of these new theories. I've been reading someone's post. I cannot remember exactly their name, but they did. How should I say? They did. Gave me a push, an impulse regarding it. And I actually have an update to this old theory and whose dream it might be, and how the whole intricacies and things that point to us that it might be that way and stuff like that. So yeah. I mean, I saw it from miles away back then. It was so weird to have the switch,
Oh yeah, I do recall that when the ending first happened, many people particularly in Japan, was like, "Is this some sort of Infinite Tsukuyomi theory?" And then I think eventually, Jack, you did the first detailed analysis of this possible theory of what's going on in the last. So people ended up though, granted, once the last actually happened, people were just really it's like those that had hoped it was this theory or something, or okay, it's this Infinite Tsukuyomi. When it turned out not, they were not exactly happy with the ending, and many people, it was sort of like a last hope kind of thing about please explain this bad ending, and it's like when it didn't, and it just confirmed on the movie, confirmed everything that went wrong with the ending. Many people just gave up and dropped the series, though. Now and then, this theory ends up coming back. Let's see now.
One way or another.
Yeah, one way or another. Either by those who just curious about what we're talking about it, those who just generally do not like Boruto in general, or in some cases, from what I've we see down to the, because this is a really, let's see, comment you sometimes get here is that you get some, let's see, Sasusaku now Hina fans is going like, look at this crazy girl who's created this, let's see, ridiculous theory about,
Oh,
Boruto's
if you
not
want
canon and all
those,
that
I
stuff.
have them. But they were on the old website because, as you know, I lost my old website at some point. But yeah, I still have it somewhere. Actually, the guy who helped me get back my website has the old version of it, and I have all the hundreds of comments there and stuff like that. But yeah, they usually go around in their little Facebook groups and call me all kinds of names for doing this theory. But I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to actually happen that it's going to be that this is Infinite Tsukuyomi, because it's like, yeah, this is this, we're just too far into this that I think, that would be like, yeah, they had a chance for them to do that. Like I put up a poll on my YouTube channel, like, what would you have done if, say, Team 7 had been called in it? Like,
Even now, if they want to do it, they can do it. There is a mechanic that they could switch the story, 180 and have it. Well, it was the Infinite Tsukuyomi all around, but I don't know if they. I think they're just waiting to see exactly what's because. When I first saw this, for example, when Bourto first started, it was like all of the ideas mashed into one. I've seen ideas from Saku fans, ideas from NaruSaku fans, ideas from Norihina fans. The golden Byakugan stuff, they didn't have the golden Byakugan, but if you guys remember, there's this cover with a golden Rinnegan, which is on a Otsutsuki dude. Then they have Boruto basically be a copy of Shinachiko.
yeah.
Then they had this whole plot with Sarada being Sasuke's kid with Karin and stuff like that. So what they try to do is like mash all the ideas they saw in the fandom in the hope that probably that's gonna keep the whole fandom still alive and stuff like that. But most of us, we were like, nah, I'm not having this shit. Oops, sorry.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah.
like, you screwed us with the ending. We're not going to buy the work, even if you just give us like a, let's see, small tiny bone. It's like, if you want like NaruSaku fans to come back, you have to actually give them, genuine, proper NaruSaku content, not these sort of like teased kind of moments or like all through other ships and all that stuff. Because I know some say Boruto Sadara is like the NaruSaku of the Boruto, but it's like,
She is, and they
fans-
turned Sasusaku fans into NaruSaku, into Minakushi, basically. I've said it from the very beginning. They changed the trait, but anyway.
Well, with Boruto and Sarada, I think it's because they realized the whole parallels with Naruto, Sakura, and all that. So it was like, okay, they're gonna do. They did Boruto and Sarada as a way of trying to keep that parallel going. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I know.
But we're just not, let's see, like, we're not having this, like, if you want to give us NaruSaku, you have to give us the real NaruSaku, not this carbon copy that's inferior. So it's like,
not, and it's not just NaruSaku. They're stealing moments from Narusasu as well. Basically, they mashed together Narusasu and Narusaku into one pairing.
yeah. Now, as for, let's see, now Sasu fans, let's see, you have, from what I understand, some like Boruto because they get enough now Sasu moments now and then, or team ups, but some don't. So yeah, and they just get into arguments with Narihina and Sasu shippers. Let's see, but yeah, it's a sort of mixed bag with them. But from what I can tell, most either just some like Naruto, some don't care, and some just absolutely hate it. So there's all that. I mean, I sometimes get into arguments with like Sasuke fanboys now and then, but that's that. But yeah, so I'm not sure if like let's see, but yeah, I'm not sure if this theory will ever be like actually happen. I think Kishimoto would be pretty ballsy. I know that that his brother, let's see, Seishi Kishimoto ended up doing let's see, funny enough, a manga series called Blazer Drive. This sort of like battle manga with sticker powers or something, and it sounds like one of those. It's a bit of a interest. It's a bit of a strange concept. I do know that he created like in the end of the when his work this manga was getting cancelled or something like that. It feels like it was getting cancelled. The main protagonist ended up revealed to be coming from a different world and all that stuff. But so I don't know. It's not out of the possibility that Kishimoto could write something like Infamous, like this world of Boruto is not real or kind of thing. So it's not out of the realm of possibility, but I don't think they'll do it just because they might end up annoying the fans they have left. But besides, but if NaruSaku, but if they really wanted to do like a reboot on the Naruto timeline, I think there are like other ways they could just do it without like, let's see, possibly alienating the fan, those that actually like Boruto. Instead, just create like an alternative timeline kind of thing, or like do a Shaman King, let's see, Kabam, I think it's called. I know Shaman King had some sort of like re-edited manga of like added stuff that the mangaka wanted to put they couldn't do in the original let's see run of the work, which added like another 15 extra chapters and re-edited some of the stuff that happened in the manga series. So there's that. Or let's see, so that's one way if Kishimoto wanted to do it outside of doing like the Infinite Tsukuyomi Theory, but yeah. Or if Kishimoto really wanted to, could create a multiverse kind of thing, or maybe even do what DC does every now and then, and let's see, do an Infinite Crisis which blows up the universe and then reboots it. But yeah.
Yeah, there would be ways, to
Reboot it, but I don't know. It's just, in my opinion, even if it were to be an Infinite Tsukuyomi parallel reality. Actually, there's one way I would personally it would really get me back. And I must admit, if he were to go down on that road, I would say genius. And I'm gonna try to theorize that in my next theory. But
Okay.
for the moment, I'm writing the Sakura Haruno one, so I'll have to find that to finish that first and then start with this one. But I've been giving it a lot of thought. What would because since I wrote that theory, a lot of people came to me and asked me, well, what would you think if this or that, if it were an Infinite Tsukuyomi theory? And I was like, man, I don't know how they could do this so nicely and so geniusly that would make me, come back and say, bravo, chapeau to you. This was really the ultimate prank, in a way. And back at that time, I didn't think there would be a way to do that, but then I saw someone's post, and it basically, with their help, this theory is gonna be made because they saw some things I saw as well some time ago when I don't know why. I think we also had another Bourto podcast, and we had to kind of like catch up to it or something like that. So I read a little bit the chapters that somehow lead to Boruto, and I saw some things there, but I was like, nah, this is my mind playing tricks with me. Stop it, So, because I thought, okay, I'm seeing things again that maybe aren't there, but then I saw this person post, and I was like,
oh my god, these are the things I also have seen. And then my mind, started making all these connections and all that stuff. So I was like, oh, if this were to be, I mean, I wouldn't even mind that NaruSaku is not canon, to be honest. It couldn't even be canon. They could have just leave this the story open in terms of pairings and stuff like that, even if they made them canon in a way in this Bourto thing. But if it would be like I imagine it to be and certain connections I've made, I mean, in my opinion, it's going to be genius, and hopefully some people will, see it that way as well.
Yeah.
In a way, I
I've
think
been,
we should.
yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Let's see, I do know that. Let's see. In some ways, I have chatted with some people online about how they kind of wish Naruto was just an open-ended, let's see, ending and just didn't really confirm pairs. And that might have been the safest bet, where they could have just like, okay, it's open ending, but you know what? We can create all these little multiverse stories where this pairing happened or this pairing happened. And if they really wanted to, you could always have the multiple universes interact, kind of like, what DC and Marvel end up doing with their multiverse things.
Yeah.
Because, let's see, so yeah, for the most part, that ends up working until they, like blow up their universes. But, sorry, what, Greg?
Yeah, it's just, now they're basically going full in with the multiverse, so, we'll see. It's like, this is actually the most interested I've been in an MCU Spider-Man film in a long, since they started making them.
Yeah, that is. I'm a bit curious, though. My biggest worry is how much they're adapting from what it looks like the one more day / one moment in time / Civil War stuff that happened with Spider-Man, which I'm not a big fan of, to say the least.
Well, Spider-Man, it's like, I don't think he's really the kind of character that you do these kind of stories with, like multiverse, reality warping, all that.
Yeah. Granted, Dan Slott's Spider-Verse story event, let's see, that's become a bit more done, though. Granted, honestly, I think that is more fitting for a character like Miles Morales for Spider-Man, but yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than Peter Parker, since he's like an alternative, let's see, legacy hero, but yeah.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the reasons why the Spider-Verse film works so well.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, I'm not sure. Let's see. So, let's see. I was trying to remember what I was going to say about. Let's see. After what Chat said about Infinite Tsukuyomi, because from what her theory sounds, it's like her new theory sounds. It sounds really interesting. But yeah. But I just want to talk a little bit more about. Now I remember that. Yeah. But let's see. But I think this is one of the reasons why the Infinite Tsukuyomi theory is just keeps getting fascinating, brought up with, regardless of those that are for it or neutral against it or just against it entirely, is that there's always a possibility of it happening in some form or another.
It lurks somewhere there.
Yeah. Let's see. Some are just like, yeah. There are definitely those that are like, at least on our end of the NaruSaku, kind of hope it happens just so that we could get like a actual canonized version of NaruSaku in some sense.
Oh man, I to be honest, honestly, I don't even want them to touch NaruSaku anymore. Just let it live there in Fanon, where it's even much better. It's just that.
Well, until they inevitably reboot Naruto, which I think they're going to do sooner or later.
Yeah, I mean, with so many reboots, it would be a little bit weird not to see a Naruto one, since it's been taking this whole trend of rebooting series has been taking. I mean, we have Bleach, which is had a new chapter, which was genius. If you ask me, I liked it very much.
Yeah,
in terms
I'm
of
hoping to
symbolistic.
actually do a stream with you two guys about it at a later date, but that'll have to be something to discuss later.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, so yeah, there are definitely returns of like the old series or some sort of like remakes and stuff. Like the Shaman King come back in an anime with this time the actual canon manga and a sort of similar Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood kind of thing, kind of so like that. But yeah, there's definitely been a lot more reboots and all that stuff. There are also those those who are non-NaruSakus that kind of want Boruto, that they kind of want this theory to happen because, they don't like Boruto, so they want at least Boruto to be erased and have like maybe at least a more decent ending or like.
Well, I suppose it's possible, but very unlikely.
But yeah. And for like there's the Naruhina and Sasusakus, they're of course mostly against it for obvious reasons.
It may be unlikely. Sorry to add a bit on Greg's statement. It may be unlikely, but if it were to prove itself profitable, trust me, they would do it. I mean, basically, they ruined the story's ending, because they thought it would be more profitable this way. So who's to say that if the vice versa would be more profitable, they wouldn't do it? And I think that's the fear lurking behind Naruhina and Sasaki fans' backs, so to speak, that maybe somehow, some way, NaruSaku would prove more profitable than they proved. So then the story's ending will once again change, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time I try to go to an ending that they seem that's more profitable. That's not Naruhina and Sasusaku at the very least. So, yeah. So that's probably why they've often dismissed this theory and even attacked some of the people that have made this theory, particularly Chat, because I remember that there's a few Twitter users I've seen that still bring up, like, look at how crazy NaruSaku fans are. Look at this ridiculous theory they made.
Fun being crazy. Ha!
But yeah. Now, granted, if this theory ends up happening, let's see, besides outrage and all that stuff, I'm very curious to see
This
how...
actually...
Sorry.
I was meant to... Sorry to interrupt. I was just saying that this is actually the only theory from the big ones that didn't happen, because basically the rest with Sakura getting the power-ups and what power-ups and what, affinities she has, I was like there, right on it.
Yeah, because you did end up being correct about the Bakugo seal, and she did have the elements for wood style, though sadly we never really got to see it. And sadly we never got to see what Slug Sage mode is, but
well.
But yeah.
I have Kaika
Kishimoto could always bring those back for Boruto if you wanted to. But yeah. I definitely can see, but back to the Sasusaku and Naruhina fans, but yeah. I am very curious to see, besides outrage, what exactly would they do? Would they be like NaruSaku fans? Would they just drop all their Boruto merchandise? Do they just give up all their volumes? Would they be like, would they make their own theories and all that stuff? I'm just curious to see.
Yeah, we'll see.
So what?
Yeah, I could see that happening.
But yeah,
I think that same thing happened with Bleach. A lot of people sold their volumes after the ending came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. For me, I eventually did give away my volumes, but I just traded it in for like a box set, which now I'm wondering, like, if there's going to be a new manga arc run by Bleach, do I wait and see if there's enough volumes for a box set, or do I just buy the volumes? But yeah, that's a discussion for another day. But it's definitely, but yeah, so it's definitely like, let's see, one thing that I'd probably definitely check out if the Infinite Tsukuyomi ever happens, though. The only way I could possibly see Kishimoto doing it is like, Boruto's about to end. He doesn't give a toss about what the fandom thinks anymore. He's just like, you know what? Screw it. I'll do this ending and just troll the fans and all that stuff and just make them lose their minds. Which...
Okay. It's going to be wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
If, because there's a big if. Anyway, we're just assuming stuff
here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
assuming. So I think that's just about everything I can think of, unless there's anything else you two want to bring up.
I'm fine. I gotta get off and make lunch, so I'm good.
Okay. So,
Same here. I'm
so
fine.
out of curiosity, chat, did you say you had a surprise for us at the end and all that stuff?
No, I was not at the end of this this thing in the future with something related with NaruSaku and the Olympics when you mentioned it, but not right now. I'm still waiting on some stuff.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, so I think we've just covered everything we can of like the Infinite Tsukuyomi Theory, like what it's about, why people are interested, can it actually happen, what would we want it to happen, or should something else happen instead if we wanted to like change the timeline. And we've covered everything about the NaruSaku Olympics, and we've done everything up to Bourto, so I think that's everything else. Unless there's anything else that you guys want to bring up, but I don't think you do.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Nope,
Yeah.
we're good.
So thank you both for joining me for this
problem.
part of the discussion stream, and let's see. I hope to see you get to again for another stream, and as I've kind of implied, I kind of want to talk about the Bleach one shot. We'll have to try and see if I can get Lucky Chi to join us next time, because he was supposed to be with us, but unfortunately, stuff happened with him. So and also we had to delay the stream to a day. But
Okay.
I'm Blue Star Saber.
Yep. I'm Retrospect Greg.
And Chat Georgiana here.
All right.
And we are signing off. Thank you for joining me, everyone, and goodbye.
Bye.